Today's the day, guys. It's time to either put up or shut up. What we know is that for some time we have been gifting some entity multiple items for about a year now. Fruit, apples, seashells. As of late, walnuts from our heavy fall mast harvest of walnuts. If you've been following the channel, you know the walnuts are not being eaten at the gifting spot, which is just above us here. I'm sitting behind one of my Bigfoot blinds. I've got the camera facing into the forest here. Forest in which we are going deeply into today. It's early. It's 7:42 a.m. as I'm recording this first scene. Here's the plan. I know the trail they travel to come here. I do not know specifically where that trail goes. We're going to find out today. We're going to find out where these walnuts are being taken. 5-gallon buckets full of walnuts, 3 or 4 a week for the last few weeks, have been disappearing. We were giving the buckets. They were taking the buckets. They finally brought them back. I've not been leaving buckets. I've just been dumping the walnuts out on the ground. They're still being taken, and this has piqued my curiosity more because how are they carrying these walnuts to wherever they're taking them? So we're going to be looking for either evidence of where these walnuts are being eaten. Are they being eaten by squirrels? Where are these walnuts being stored? So we're going more prepared today than we've ever gone. I have reason to believe we're going to be walking a very long way, and so when we stop, we will be pulling full 360-degree security. Anytime I stop for any considerable period of time, I will be putting up a trail cam to face my 5 o'clock. I'm bringing my GoPro, of which I'll be strapping to a tree, to face my 7 o'clock. I'll be watching my 12, and my peripheral vision will give me every distance in between. And these cameras will be angled to get the 5, 6, 7, 8 back behind me, okay? We're not going into the forest again without a light. We're taking our heavy-duty super emergency light that has multiple features. Very, very powerful. Okay, so we're not getting stuck in the woods without a light again, should it come to that. And in my backpack, I've got plenty of food. I've got plenty of water. And I've got my Leatherman securely strapped to my side. So that's what we're doing, guys. I'm going to go ahead and get started because it's going to be a long day. I'm going to take you with me. As always, I ask that you get my 6 the whole time. But the first thing we're going to do as we leave is we're going to send a message. We are going to send the message to him, her, it, or they that not only are we coming today, but we've been watching. Let's go, and remember to get my 6. Hey guys, it's late morning now. I've been going for about an hour. It's kind of my goal to go kind of heavy and hard for a while before I started recording, and an hour is hard and heavy enough. But the reason I'm recording is because I seem to have lost any semblance of the trail I was following. I probably covered a couple miles, which is a pretty good distance in the forest over the course of an hour. But it's like the trail just stopped. I thought I just heard a tree knock. So I guess my point is going forward, I'm just going to be listening to my spidey senses, going on gut instinct. I think I need to go that way. Okay, so people are always making comments about these X structures they're seeing in the videos. Guys, I'm in territory where we've never recorded because I've never been here. I'm starting to see these things more frequently. There's one back here too. So, I'm gonna go beyond them because that's where my gut. Hold on. I need to drink some water. I just got like a dizzy spell. I'm okay. It's been walking all morning. It's another X. Guys, never go into the forest without having plenty of water. It's more important than food. Most of you know that. So anyway, it happened again. Guys, this is like a really weird feeling area right here. Wow, you know, people mention tree bends too. Look at this. It's like bends and X's very heavily right here. And I have never been back here. And that's not a car. If you hear in the background, a lot of folks say, oh, I hear cars on the highway. Those are fighter jets. I know my area very well where I live. I know what is around here, and we are in the, there's another bent tree up there. We are in a very peculiar, there's another bend. We're in a very peculiar area, and that's all I'll say. Okay, well, I'm gonna go behind these structures. Again, I'm just kind of following my gut instinct here. Lost the trail, never been back here. Wow, it looks like I'm back on a trail now. Look at this. It's like a game trail. You know what though? This game trail, check this out. It goes in front of these bends and X's. There's a bend and an X. Almost as if the deer, the squirrel, the wildlife that come through here don't cross these markers. And look right here, there's another X. I'm getting the heebie-jeebies, but guys, we're going back here. We're taking the path less traveled. We're not taking the game trail around these structures. We are going right through these structures. We're gonna just make ourselves welcome. Okay, so we're on the other side now. We're in an entirely new territory. Look at that. You know what that is? That's a walnut. And there are no walnut trees around. Look, you guys know your trees. See all that red? It's autumn blaze maples. Some of the yellow is hickory. There's a hickory right behind us. It's a hickory. We got some dogwoods in here. White pines, red oaks. I see some poplars up there. There's not a single walnut tree within sight. Oh God, I just got that dizzy spell again, just light though, just briefly. Guys, I think we might need to maybe set up an AO here and just look and listen here for a while. Remember, full 360 security today. Got the trail cam up, pointing to the 5. Now I'm going to set the GoPro camera up, pointing towards the 7. And we'll sit here and look and listen for a while. Okay, guys. The way I've got the cameras set up, I've actually got the trail cam and the GoPro facing the 2 and the 4, and I'm looking at the 12. I've always given you guys the respect of getting my 6. I'm going to let you do it again today. But right now, while we're recording, we have full 360-degree camera security. And I will be reviewing all the footage from all the cameras. I see it. Just watch it and see if it moves. It's time to have a conversation we've never really had, but a lot of people have brought it up. And that is, what if it, he, she, or they is not or are not Bigfoot Sasquatch? You know, a lot of people have mentioned Dogman. I got that neighbor around the mountain, the opposite side of here. I've gone the opposite way from him, but he believes there's one over there. A lot of people have mentioned Civil War ghosts, other paranormal entities. I guess it could be a mix of any of these things, or all or none of them. But I have a really strange theory, and it has to do with energy. I just want to throw it out there. I mean, I know they call me Crazy Lake for a reason. But you know, energy can neither be created nor destroyed. So what happens if an individual is filled with tons of negative energy, rage, hatred, anger, bitterness, jadedness, but through nothing short of a miracle, this individual recovers and heals? Where does that negative energy go? Is it possible that that energy could leave that individual's body and become its own separate entity? Once you remove a callus, where does the callus go? And what does the callus do? There's tons of scientific studies on energy. I just notice things. I pay attention. And here's something very odd I want to point out. And if you were to run the math on this scenario, it just doesn't make sense mathematically. Every morning I run anywhere from 3 to 5 miles. Depends on how much time I have, how I feel. Yeah, I heard something in front of me. The other cameras will pick that up. So, you know, I run early in the mornings. I live way out in the middle of nowhere. I usually see 2 cars every morning. They're different cars, and I see them at different places. But here's the strange thing. I see them at the same place at the same time. It doesn't matter if it's a Ford Mustang and a Ford Bronco. 2.5 miles away from my home. It's very narrow country roads, and sometimes I have to actually stop my run, which I hate because it's so hard to get started again. And these cars cross paths at the same place exactly where I am. And this happens almost daily. After this happened a few times, I started thinking, what is that back there? That's not what I think. What I started thinking was, what are the odds of this? Why aren't I seeing one car, say 5 minutes into my run, and then the second car 20 minutes into my run? Why do I always see them at the same place at the same time, and it's where I am, and most times I have to step off the road? And the answer that popped into my head was energy. The mysteries of this universe are just so misunderstood, especially when it comes to energy. But you've got my energy, the people in the first car's energy, the people in the second car's energy, and we're all drawn to each other, and we meet at the same location. That's not coincidence. That's why I asked the question. Are we dealing with something that's never been dealt with before? Are we dealing with past hate, anger, rage, manifested in physical form? Is it Bigfoot Sasquatch? Is it Dogman? Is it what I'm referring to as the callus? Or is it something else? Yeah, I'm going to give you another angle here just for the scenery of this. There's a big valley down beneath me, and I can see across to the other side, and I want to share this view with you guys. The Blue Ridge Mountains of Virginia are oh, they don't like it when you stop paying attention, do they? As I was saying, the Blue Ridge Mountains are just absolutely beautiful this time of year. It's late October right now, about a week before Halloween, and this is just gorgeous. Alright guys, I'm going to retrieve the cameras. And we're just going to keep on trucking. Just going to keep following my gut and see where it takes us. Okay guys, things have officially gotten creepy. My cameras are gone. And I was right here. Look, I'm going to point something out to you. On that rock. Look, there's my backpack. You know what that is? That's one of those little $20 video game things you get at Walmart that has like 3 different arcade games on it. I use that as a tripod because it works better than my actual tripod. For some reason, the way I can leave my phone. I had that aimed in the scene where I recorded myself tying up the trail cam to this tree. One of these trees, and there is no trail cam there now. And I was just sitting on that rock. I don't mind losing the camera. I mean, they were both $30, which, I mean, I don't have money to throw away like that, but I'm not out any big money. But how did my cameras, while I'm there, vanish? Well, I guess it's time to pack up the arcade thing in the backpack and probably just keep moving, okay? I feel like going home, but I don't think I'm going to. Let me hold on, let me take a couple minutes to catch my wits. Okay, guys. I went back and watched the segment I recorded earlier where I showed myself tying up the trail cam from this angle. This tree was in the scene, and I went straight back to this tree. There is no trail cam on this tree. There's no trail cam on the ground. I'm packing up and we're heading out. I'm not even gonna look for the GoPro. Get my Hold on, let me pack my bag. Okay guys, we're packed and we're getting out of here. The creepiness continues. You see my flashlight? It's on. I didn't turn it on. When I opened my backpack to put that little game console in there that I use as a tripod, this flashlight was on. And this flashlight is a very special type of flashlight. I demonstrated it in a live stream on Friday the 13th last month. To get this light to come on, you have to hold the button down and go through a series of other features it offers and then release the button when the light comes on. It has flashers, like emergency flashers to get someone's attention. It has like a luminescent, like overhead halogen lights, and then you get to this feature. So I don't know how. Oh my gosh! Look at this. You see what's right in the middle of your screen? That, my friends, is a walnut. In the middle is some sort of strange leaning X-type structure. You know, I think it's time to take a shortcut back home. I know the lay of the land. You saw the ridge on the other side, or the other side of the valley, the mountain. I'm going to keep going this way, but I'm going to cut straight down and start working my way back, because I know I'm prepared and I know it's still early in the day, but I just feel like I want to get out of here. So you deer hunters know what this is. There's a buck rub. I'm close to my house. If you listen closely, you can hear heavy equipment in the background. I've got two different neighbors that are selling off some of their timber. A lot of folks out here own large tracts of property, and they'll sell their timber every 20 years or so to make some money. Pretty smart move. So I'm not exactly sure where I'm going to come out close to my place, but I know it's close because I've seen both of those timbering operations in the mornings on my runs. I just don't know which one I'm listening to right now. But I found an old haul road when I came down off the trail. And there's yet another X telling me I shouldn't be going this way. But guys, I'm close to home. There's an interesting overhang. There's a broken. Are these or are these not territorial markers? I feel a bit emboldened knowing I'm so close. And I can hear that heavy equipment back there. Up here, just for curiosity, sometimes you can find old arrowheads. There was a ton of, I researched the land. I found out a lot of stuff I can't really talk about. But I found out that there were people living in this region as long ago as 14,000 years. There's something under there. What is this? Guys, I'm going to flip the camera around. Well, look what we have here. Semblance of a... There's my walnuts. There's deerly seashells, and here is one of my hatchets that I didn't even know was missing. And this, it's my kid's frisbee. Now, I'm sure that was in the yard. We try to pick up after ourselves, but my kid's always leaving balls and frisbees and whatever we've been playing with out there. Did you hear that? That was close. That was like right here. Okay, time to get out of here.